I do not know how to tie my shoes. Those were the first words I heard out of the VP's mouth as I met him and sat there in a room of 500 other people while everyone's jaws dropped. This was the big moment. This was the big executive flown in from Houston. None of us had met him. None of us had any preconceived idea of what was going to be said. And the first words out of his mouth is he stands up there and he confesses that he does not know how to tie his shoes. Well, he goes on and he explains that there is a right way and a wrong way to tie your shoe. There's a strong knot and a weak knot. And he was inspired by a TED Talk video, which is not bad. I went on to go ahead and check it out. It's a good video. But I don't think that he really realized what was going to be the circumstance, the consequence of saying that in front of a room of 500 people that had high expectations for him. I want to talk to you today about a couple different leadership styles and how certain leadership styles and attributes can determine your style and also help you identify your own style. The attribute I'd like to focus on tonight is word choice. Now, I don't think the VP really thought this through. He had an anecdote that he thought it was going to go over very well. But what he didn't take into consideration was the first impression that it was going to have on people. And in my case, and hundreds of other people's in the room case, that was their only impression of him. And still, my only lasting impression of him is that he does not know how to tie his shoes. Pretty embarrassing, if you ask me. I have two examples of managers that I've had, and I want to share with you how their word choice makes a difference in their leadership styles. The first manager, his name is Scott. He is a very benevolent soul. He's a very nice man. He is constantly using the words please and thank you, opening doors. He always leads with good manners. He always is putting himself before others. And he's very much, in terms of his manager style, he's heavy on reward and light on consequences. He likes to reward heavily, and he likes to downplay any negativity. He has very positive things to say, and his approach attracts you to certain things. Now, on the other hand, there is Jeff. Now, Jeff rules with an iron fist. You do not get in Jeff's way. You do not decide anything against what Jeff has to say. If you want something to go your way, you better have a very tactful way to approach Jeff. Jeff is light on reward and heavy on consequences. He's very negative with his words. And his approach makes you want to avoid certain things. And you do not get the common niceties that you would with Scott, such as please and thank you. So you probably have an idea in your head of these two people. Who's more of an effective leader? Well, the answer is they're both equally effective. It just determines on who his audience is. It lays in the hands of the person being led. In some cases, a person can thrive in a high-stress environment, where in other cases, a person can thrive in a carefree environment. It depends on who it is. So this exercise of determining other people's styles through word choice is a good, effective way of determining your own leadership style. I had a conversation with a friend, a fellow leader, and he said that, my leadership style, I don't have one. And I kind of listened to that, and I wondered a bit, but I realized that, we all have styles. We all have leadership styles. If you're in a place of leadership and people are looking to you for guidance, whether you like it or not, you have a style. And I think that one of the biggest determining factors of your style, effective or ineffective, would be your word choice. And every leader shares the same goal, and it's to be effective. If you don't have the goal to be effective in your leadership, then that would be a determining factor of a poor leader. So when you are considering word choice as an attribute for your leadership style, the best thing you can do is to consider your audience. Know your audience. know what they are attracted to, or know what they tend to avoid, or things that may motivate them or scare them away. If you don't have much time to determine what your style of word choice, or what your style attribute is going to be, start with your word choice, because that's where it all begins. If you don't know your audience, then play it safe with your words. Use common ground, things, generalities, and if you have to go down the path of talking about tying your shoes, maybe it's best to just leave that one on the table. Thank you.